Oh, before M. Night Shyamalan was writing the world, for nation, fire, wind, water, heart, and I don't fucking goddamn it, everyone killed each other in harmony. I thought it was pretty fucking cool. Great respect was afforded to all those that could tell a story. You know, shoot a gun, drive a truck, you know, blow some shit up, drink a beer. M. Night was the only one who could fuck up everything he touched, though. He was the only one who could communicate with the spirit world. I never even heard of no goddamn nonsense like that. With the spirit's guidance, though, M. Night kept the balance in Hollywood. And then in 2010, he made this big steaming pile of shit. I don't even know why I'm fucking reading this goddamn shit. I mean, you can see it on the fucking screen, you know? Well, you can't fucking read.
So, Sam.
Yes.
That's what everyone says all the time.
Yes, Chad.
What movie are we talking about?
Oh my God. We're talking about really one of the worst movies I've seen recently, and I've seen Burial Ground recently. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I think it's actually just called The Last Airbender.
It's just The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
You are the only one of your kind. The last hope for peace. In a world consumed by darkness.
Ben,
Yes.
Ooh. You've seen this show, whatever it's based on.
Yes.
This movie's based on something.
The animated series came first.
What?
Yeah.
Was there like a book?
There are 3 books. This movie was 1 book.
They're just called books.
The DVD boxes had book on them.
Book
Instead
one.
of season, it was
So,
like book.
so that's why this movie opens up and it says Book 1, Water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of the beginning, what's the very first thing that happens?
Oh God. M. Night Shyamalan was like, I would like $20 million to make a piece of shit. And they're like, all right, they have to all be white. And he's like, cha-ching.
Well,
But I mean, that was his own paycheck.
their stipulation was all the bad guys have to be Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
Except the southern tribe, other people. Like the other people besides Katara and
Ooh.
Sokka, they were all Inuit.
Yeah, that brings up a very good point. That
Yeah.
they tried to make it very much like they're Eskimos, they're Inuits, and then our main characters are all white,
Those 2 kids were white.
including the grandmother, who was very white.
But I think they assumed the Inuit atmosphere from the background would seep into.
But what happened
main
before even that? Before any visuals came on the screen?
I don't remember at all.
I know this, and it's been a long time since I've seen this movie, and I've only seen it 1.5 times. But yeah, there's like a intro, right? There's an intro, and a bunch of people are like, a bunch of silhouettes are dancing, and there's someone talking over it, and people are shooting shit at the screen and stuff like that because it's supposed to be 3D.
Yeah, they did it like post 3D.
But it's the intro from the show.
Yeah.
Is it the intro from the show?
But it
Done
looks
in reality.
awful. It looks
Yes.
awful, and also.
Yes.
So the opening starts a trend that goes throughout the movie, where you are told
Oh my God.
in words and also in text because you're too stupid to read it, what's happened up until now. And you know, Star Wars did it great, but then it keeps going throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah, Star Wars didn't, like, it'd be like if in Star Wars they walked into the cantina and then they were like, we met up with a rogue, whatever the fuck he is. What is he?
Scallywag.
Yeah, with a space scallywag and his big dog. We followed them to their ship after
The space polywog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, it's like every 20 fucking minutes in this movie, they're just like, and it's all the stuff of like character building. It's like emotional connections between characters. It's like
It is the character building parts.
Yeah,
of the
they're
movie.
just like, we can just tell them that because people need to see people traveling, people walking, people flying on a fucking thing from Neverending Story.
So, in between him escaping and then meeting up with the giant beaver rat and the other people.
There's a beaver rat?
It's a flying beaver rat. And
Is that the
Buffalo beaver rat.
buffalo beaver rat bison.
flying bison buffalo beaver rat?
So
Like a part elephant in it?
so in between there, when they're flying and they're going to like the air temple thing,
Their temple.
Katara explains.
I was thinking of this part. I was like, and that part. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, she. Well, go ahead. What is she?
Well, they fly to the thing,
Uh-huh.
and she voices over some exposition, and then they talk about some stuff in the beginning of this thing that could have been done while they're flying through the air on this rat beaver buffalo.
Right? Couldn't
Like
Aang
a shot
have
of
said
them-
any of that shit? Like he
Yeah.
could have said it, and it would have felt more personal than her being like, "So he told me this."
The white kid with the ponytail, like he meets that girl.
Who's
with
from?
the white hair.
He's what's he from?
Twilight.
He's
Twilight.
in all the
Oh,
Twilight
yeah,
movies.
that makes sense.
Speaking of Twilight guy or
What-
furrowed brow background guy.
Okay, so
Boss
what?
guy.
So what is he doing all the time, constantly?
He's
he
just
doing?
like staring at people, right? He didn't do anything.
He's always
I
like-
don't remember him
He's
doing
always
anything.
bitching at his fucking sister.
What's his? You two don't answer. What's his name?
I couldn't tell you anyone. There's no way I can tell you anyone's name.
Charlie. What's his name?
Soccer?
Pretty, yeah, sure. Yeah, that works.
Is that not his name?
Can we just call him Soccer? Can we call him
his
Soccer
name's
from now on?
They say his name two different ways in the movie.
Yeah.
The sister does. She says it two different ways.
His name's not Soccer.
It's soccer now.
It's
Even Sokka.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to pronounce anything in
Cuban
this movie,
sofa?
by the way.
No.
Because at one point,
Submarine?
Asif Manvi says yin and yang. Yeah. And I was like, what? Why would you say that? The
Slumdog Millionaire.
Aang.
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 Well, I
Angus.
thought it was really
White
cool.
kid.
Who is he?
Angus
Give me
Rex.
some characteristics. Who is this guy?
Well, I thought it was really sweet that they had him in there because he was, it was a Make-A-Wish kid, a kid with cancer that they had, right? That kid was a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
He's always wanted to be in movies.
Yeah. So they're like, he'll be dead in like 6 months. Let's have him be the main part of this movie that we know isn't going to turn into a franchise.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty sweet. That was one part where I was like, I guess it makes sense that he's not Asian because Asian people can't get cancer.
Because
What about-
face was
So wait, okay. So we talked about Aang and what about Katara? Because we talked about what's his name?
I don't remember
Twilight
anything
Boy.
about her.
the white girl.
Yeah,
The like very
In Eskimo
painfully.
yeah, an Eskimo village girl. You can't tell me any like characteristics about her, can you?
No, she
No.
didn't have any characters.
Well, she's not that good at waterbending. Because remember that one funny thing they did where she
They did
froze
something
her
funny
brother?
happened?
Where she accidentally turned her brother into an ice block?
No.
No.
That happened.
So there's literally nothing
The
to say
humor-
about
I
her.
can't tell you anything about her at all other than the fact that she wore a coat.
Yeah.
Did she wear a coat?
Yeah, she wore a coat in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, the beginning of the movie.
I'm lucky enough to have this opportunity to make a movie with this kind of mythology and archetypes.
Ben,
Yes.
what do you? What are your thoughts on the villains
The
in this
villains?
movie?
I didn't mind Prince Zuko as much.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I would because.
Played by who?
Slumdog
Danny Zuko.
Millionaire.
Yeah.
Played by Slumdog. So
Slumdog.
we got Slumdog.
Come on, his name is Cal Penn.
Cal Penn.
As for the Fire Lord, he looked like he belonged in a sitcom. Like he just.
I think
like-
he's been on a lot of TV. I think.
Yeah,
so.
he seemed like someone I could laugh with.
What fire
Yeah.
lord are you talking about?
The
There's like a lot of
Fire
them, right?
King.
Aren't they?
I couldn't tell
Fireball.
who the fuck was in charge. Everyone seemed to be taking orders from everybody else.
Oh come on! It was there's constant meetings with people plotting.
There was so much plotting, and I was like, who the fuck is in charge?
So,
At the palace.
so this brings up this great point that I really feel like the heroes in this are not even like, because like the villains and the heroes share almost the exact same amount of screen time, which is really strange. And I really feel like it's the uncle and what's his name? Zuko.
Danny Zuko.
Danny Zuko.
Danny Zuko.
That are really that I don't really care about anything that's going on with Bald Kid and the other white people.
So is it like what we said earlier in this episode where Shyamalan just doesn't know what character to...
Exactly, yeah.
Focus
Earlier
on-
in this episode,
Yeah.
Fire King.
Fire King?
Fire King and Asif Manvi.
They
Compare and contrast. Go.
Fire
They were
King.
literally the exact same character. And
One's-
so were in some scenes, one of them was talking, and then like it cut to the other guy, and I was like, oh wait, I thought he was the one that was talking, and it wasn't. It was
Well, that's
like
just
him.
racist. But
Well,
Oh, I remember. I don't know what's going on in this movie.
who are these people? Who's Princess You?
you.
That's the
Oh.
It's supposed to be able to put you at you put yourself in the shoes of that character.
yeah.
Right.
So when the fish gets stabbed, you're like,
It literally kills you.
yeah.
Is the movie haunted?
I like their thing, the soccer and
Talk about another
and princess
exposition
thing. Oh
scene.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a scene that it's just taken out the fucking voiceover, and it was like a director, and then you could see they have so they get to this fucking place we've never heard of until they get there, and it's like, we got to this place, and this is whatever the fuck. They land, and then it's
They
like,
became fast friends.
yeah,
is what it said.
my brother wanted to have sex with this white-haired girl, and they loved each other very deeply. But instead, they could have just had the brother like look at her, and
Yeah.
then, like have it like be like kind of like close up, and she like looks at him. Like,
Even the awkward close up.
yeah, it could
even
be
an awkward one.
It could be anything, but instead it's just
And
like.
have a real tasteful sex scene, and then it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Nickelodeon sex scene.
It was just another one of those fucking scenes where it's just like, let's not show any human interaction whatsoever. Let's have 5 minutes of people doing this, and then them traveling somewhere, and then they'll actually start to talk, but we can't hear them because I'm talking over
That
them.
happened a lot.
That was the entire movie for an hour and 43 minutes.
So the giant squirrel beaver rat king monster
Yeah. The beaver buffalo.
that I remember from the
Wasn't it
show.
just James Gandolfini's skin from
Yeah,
Where the Wild Things Are?
they just flayed it off of him and put it on to John
It did look
Goodman.
like that. It was a scary looking thing.
And yeah, and so like I remember from the show, the few episodes that I watched, I was like, oh, it's a character too, and it has has character traits.
It's not a
and things.
character here. It's
It
a
develops
bus.
as a
It's
character.
it's a weird thing that shows up from time to time to get them from location to
It's like
location.
a car in the background.
Right.
The magic
a
carpet
bus.
in
Yeah.
Aladdin
It's a flying
had more
bus.
personality.
And
Yeah.
then the lemur bat thing, they don't even interact with it.
What's a lemur bat?
Oh,
It
yeah, that
it
was
just
actually the
shows
show.
up. It shows up in the scenes.
Yeah,
like,
that was in the
crawls
show, and it was like a
around.
thing that hung out with them
Oh
and stuff.
yeah, when they were at the Earth Tribe.
It's like
place.
he didn't worry about it.
No,
at
that
all.
was-
No, there was a lemur cat monkey
No,
thing
that was at
running
the
around.
the air.
Man, I don't know what the hell's happening.
It
place.
follows them all around, but it's like
What?
they didn't worry
In the
about it
movie?
the whole movie, and then in post, he was like, "Oh, we got to add that lemur bat in there."
Well, that's like
That could be
in
a toy.
That's
Yeah.
like in Watchmen, when they were just like, let's put this
tiger
blue tiger thing in there, and it's obvious that no one told them that was in the scene because it's just moving around and nobody's like, holy shit!
yeah.
So
It's like Watchmen when they put that blue dick in it.
That could have been a good joke.
It could have been.
Yeah, it had the makings of it.
It was
but-
kind of like if Shyamalan told him to say it.
So what do you guys think about the uncle?
About what?
The uncle.
He had long
Fire
hair.
uncle.
I remember it being kind of
Didn't
boring.
mind it as much.
Yeah.
He's a good. The actor did well.
Right. I think he was like probably the only person that
Probably the
I
only
even.
actor on set.
Yeah, I think he's probably the only person I vaguely cared about
Yeah.
what was going on with him.
He's the only one that can make fire from nothing.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
addressed
here's a
later.
question.
Not really, but
Not really.
But he doesn't do that in the movie, though, right?
no, he does.
He does?
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, he
At
does.
the end.
In
He
that
does.
ice cave.
But the only way you know it's like significant is one of the henchmen that's running away from him in an overdub.
Right.
He's
It's just
bending
like,
without a sword.
without anything. And it's like, oh, I guess that's a thing.
Oh.
45 minutes to like an hour of this movie's all in that like ice place, right? Right?
Oh, yeah, they get to the ice place, and that's like half of the movie.
Which
think so.
was,
They're there after the opening credits.
at the time, the largest set ever built on the East Coast.
Why?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They didn't just CG the hell out of it, or?
No, they built a fucking like 3-story
Oh,
set.
that's where all the money went.
Well,
And
it really
No
shows
wonder,
us
like,
the
that
film.
second half
Yeah.
of the movie was in one spot.
Yeah. Speaking of characters, do you remember when Bald Kid goes to the second air place, and there's that guy that's there.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And he's
Oh,
like,
shit, I forgot about that
and he's
guy.
like, oh, I'm an Earth dude, and he's like, there's this great room in here, and this was not my point, but he does just go like, there's this secret room, and then they just walk into this room, and you're like, I would have expected there to be like some kind of secret thing he has to do to get into this room, but they just walk in.
Like a secret wall or something.
Yeah, something, anything. But like my point is like, it's like the uncle I like vaguely care about. The only person that actually like legitimately cared about their plight was like that guy, because he like comes in there like, you know, sabotages him and like traps him in this room, and he's just like, yeah, while you were gone, like I fucking lost everything, and they like took everything from me, and I have to like do this to you. Sorry.
That was a good like cross. Like that was like interesting.
It's like one interesting thing that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember where they paid him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Like
felt really bad.
some random guard
Soldier,
had
yeah.
the money that just went and
I was like,
threw it in
that
his
was-
hand, and he was like, all
That
right.
was kind of cool. It got to a point where like when you've seen or read the source material and
Okay.
you're watching the film and it's like, oh, what's different? What did they get right? This is still like a fun movie. Like Harry Potter did it, right? With this movie, it got to where the source material was like a crutch to understand what the fuck is going on.
Right. That was the only reason I understood who some of the characters were, because I'd already
Yeah.
heard their names once before.
And that scene with the princess at the end when she passes away, and like when the sun comes back and everyone is like immediately relieved, and we're expected to care about that, but yet we only had 5 minutes to know these characters. And
Yes.
5 minutes to care about them.
But
Yes.
we were told that one douchebag loved her. That means everything.
The fish scene was really weird. I'm sure it was weird for Asif Manvi to like hold this bag of fish and like consider that like effective.
He didn't care.
It's like there's a
Why would he?
magic fish.
I'm holding a fucking bag of magic fish right now.
Yeah. This reminds me a lot of The Situation, like the Dragon Ball Z movie. And that brings into question like all anime converted movies. Because even though this was like Nickelodeon made, they're influenced by like anime. Is
Yeah.
there any good, Charlie, this is probably a good question for you, any good TV to screen anime?
Well, we can only
I don't
hope
think so.
that Shia LaBeouf and his live-action Evangelion movie is going to be good.
Or what about
And
or the
Ghost in the
and
Shell
the
with,
huh?
The
And
Akira movie.
and the Keanu Reeves Cowboy Bebop movie
Yeah.
will be
is
good
that
too.
really happening?
They've
They've
trying to
talked
get
about
off
that
the
for
ground
10
a long
years.
time. They've been trying to get Akira off the ground too for like 15 years.
I think it's just like the kinetics or something with the anime style that just can't
This is what it is. It's that
translate.
You could make the same comment about video game.
like
movies,
they
too.
like they take things that okay, so like to compare Sokka's character, like so he's supposed to be funny
Yeah.
in the show, and he's kind of the comic relief or whatever, and but it's timed well. But when you try to cram all that shit into one movie, which is inevitably which is like that's what happens when you take a TV show that's fucking 20 hours or whatever for one
20 hours,
season
yeah.
or something, then of course if you try to make that into one movie that's like 2 hours long, it's gonna be dog shit. So why the fuck would you do that? There's no reason to do that. They're two different mediums.
Because he's basically taking like a huge symphony and condensing it down into a pop song.
Cash money.
It's like taking a novel and turning it into a short story. Why the fuck would you do that?
A great example would be the Lemony Snicket movie, The Series of Unfortunate Events.
I never saw it.
Well, they turned these 13 children's books, and they made a movie out of it putting 3 books in one. But the movie was kind of a failure. No one really liked it. So now they're turning into a TV series on Netflix. So hopefully
The almighty
the
Netflix.
translation will be a little bit better because they'll have more time to fit
Right.
all the details
Because it's
in.
long form stuff, and you're trying to condense it down, which
But-
never fucking works.
You could do it. It could happen. Like someone could make a good movie out of. Like they could have taken Avatar: The Last Airbender and made a good movie out of it if there was like a competent person behind the wheel who was like, I'm not going to try to cram everything in. I'm going to take like, I'm going to just try to represent the feeling of this thing or something. Like try to zero
Right.
in on one thing that actually makes it like.
Let's
work.
not try to worry about the entire storyline from this whole section,
Well,
this
they did
swath
it.
of 20 hours.
They did it with fucking Harry Potter.
But they leave events out and stuff because
Yeah.
they have to.
Well,
There's no
like,
way.
Yeah, when you go to read the books, there's more to discover
Yeah.
from this competent, good, enjoyable movie. And
But Eric, he found the great library.
Where?
And
Did
then he got the fish. He knew where the fish were.
I thought they found like the water scroll in like a closet.
No, they found the Great Library. He told us that.
Well, they did find a scroll in a closet though.
Yeah, that's
And-
the only.
Well,
one.
in the Earth place or
Lemur
whatever.
found it.
The
I didn't even
lemur
hear
The lemur
that.
found it.
rabbit thing.
That was in more than one scene.
Yeah. It opens the
lemur
thing up
rabbit?
and the
What?
scroll falls out.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what looked dumb is when his stupid arrow like lit up? Looked like he was like a FedEx logo or something like that.
It would have made. I think it would have made more. In the show, it's just like a solid blue thing. Mm-hmm. But of course, for the movie, they had to like. Well, it has to be like ornate
real.
and shit. And,
That'd be
yeah,
realistic
it'd be
and gritty.
real.
Realistic and
Yeah.
gritty business Nickelodeon kids show.
Well, it's for
Right.
kids.
Do you think there was a reason why?
Ah,
Four
thank you,
kids.
M. Night. I didn't know it was 4 kids.
You just
With
didn't
all this
understand
really
it.
dark, depressing color scheme that's going on, and like just that movie's not for fucking kids. Go fuck
It's
yourself.
for nobody. It's
Yeah.
a movie made for nobody, except for him to get money.
I thought it was really odd that the uncle just kept saying basically like, just go find a girl and fuck her. I mean, that'll settle you down. Just go find a girl and fuck her.
Yes. When they're at that like bar, that cantina, he's like, "How about them?"
Oh no! And he like looks over and it's just like, "No, Uncle. The only thing I care about is finding the Airbender and killing him."
The uncle's just like,
if you just got
"Please
your
go fuck and get
if you
this
just
out of your
if you just
system."
got your dick wet, you wouldn't care so much about the stupid Airbender.
Why did he want to get the Airbender? What was up with that?
To restore his honor.
Yeah.
Was that what all that was about?
He spoke
like a
out of
dumbass plot.
turn, so he went and did a duel with his father, and his father scarred his face, and he was banished.
Was that in the movie?
Some little kid wandered up disinterestedly and
Untold,
told us
that's
and
right.
told that story, and then walked away disinterestedly after
I guess that's
Dev
why.
Patel was like,
This
"All right."
whole time, the uncle is
Actually, he
just
didn't even
like-
shoot him away. The kid just stopped talking and then turned and walked away.
You think like there has to be someone in the storyboarding level to be like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing,"
Yeah.
right? Because you have to do that in these big movies, right? You have to map it out shot
No,
by
that's-
You
shot.
would think.
That's the great thing about M. Night Shyamalan. He was at fucking Buena Vista, and he was like, I want to do this terrible movie. And they were like, no, well, we should probably rewrite that. And he was like, I'm never being questioned again. And he went to any studio that'll just be like, we can do whatever you want.
You piece
So
of
did
shit.
you know what he almost had before this movie? Because he had got to a point with all of his movies where he was looking for his blockbuster trilogy thing.
Sure.
Narnia, Harry Potter.
He turned down Spider-Man.
Passed on Spider-Man.
Yeah. Maybe like what the Spider-Man reboot or something.
He passed on like every major thing that went through like
he
that
picked
5-year
this one.
period.
Do you guys know that M. Night Shyamalan's actually in this movie?
Is he?
Oh my
I was
God.
like,
When I
What?
s- when I
All airbenders should be dead. Kill him!
Yeah, he's
saw
actually
him-
in it.
The stupid jackass. God damn it.
like when it was like a sore thumb. And it was at the beginning of that tracking shot, wasn't
Yeah, isn't he the guy? I could be wrong about this, but isn't he the
He
guy
says
that
something.
yells, "Oh no, they're earthbending! Stop them!"
Yeah.
Oh God.
it would've been.
Man, could you imagine trilogy? Like a trilogy of these movies?
No, please no.
If he like
I
wrote
wish
and
he
directed
Please
it.
no.
I wish he would do
No.
it.
This is where it ends. This is where we burn that copy of that movie. Where is it?
We would like Chad to exhibit this artifact that we found. You might notice this Blu-ray case of Avatar is funny shaped.
It's looking a little strange.
It looks a little big.
Why is it big? Why is it not in a Blu-ray case?
Zoom in.
That is a Blockbuster insignia. This is the Blu-ray that killed Blockbuster.
This was the end.
You got smoke alarms here?
Actually, isn't plastic like hazardous to your health to burn?
That's why I'm holding it near you.
Hey, wait a
Yeah,
minute!
get in yours hair.
No,
I'm just fire bending. Shut up.
Speaking of the special effects of this movie,
We're 1/28th of the way there.
when you hear they're gonna make a real movie out of like a source material, like you're excited to see what it looks like in real life, and it's like you want to see what it looks like in real life, but then it's bad.
Big fucking cartoon.
Yeah, it's bad, and it hurts.
We should just leave some things alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like we wrapped up everything, huh?
Come here, I'm gonna show you a little sneak peek of Last Airbender.
I give it half a horse running through the wind.
I have nothing to say to you.